Hi guys, Keyboard Kraken here. Today, I'm going to be giving you some quick tips to get you started in Outriders. Jumping straight in at number 1, we have play aggressive. This is my number 1 because if you don't do this, you will struggle and progress slowly. Don't be fooled by this looking like a lot of other cover-based shooters. Each class has mechanics which lean into this aggressive playstyle, and this is how you'll be healing yourself a lot of the time. Be super aggressive in the early stages, and you'll quickly get to grips with when to keep pushing and when to back off from a powerful enemy. Number 2, switch on auto loot if you don't want to have to manually run over every item that drops. You will get a lot of items dropping in this game, so why not make it easier on yourself? From the menu, adjust the auto loot settings to pick up the rarity of your choice. I'd suggest setting it to pick up everything, and then set the threshold higher when you hit the end game, where you'll stop caring about lower quality items. Once you have auto loot enabled, simply press down on the D-pad to pick up items from defeated enemies. Number 3. If you pre-ordered the game and are wondering where your pre-order items are, you get these at level 10 once you have access to your stash with the inbox tab. One exception to this is a Cerberus vehicle customization, which we will have as soon as you reach the point where you can customize your vehicle. Just make sure you've actually downloaded these in addition to the game. One thing to note is that if you're playing on Game Pass and you've not actually pre-ordered the game, then you won't have access to that content. Number 4. Crafting. Start this early. It's not just a max level activity. At the same time, do not waste time upgrading non-crafted gear which drops. You'll quickly outgrow it, so it's just not worth the resources. Also, do not buy gear from vendors while leveling up. They are pretty pricey in the first place anyway, but again, you'll quickly replace them with the amount of loot being thrown at you. Number 5. Use up on the D-pad to show you which way you need to go for the quest objective. And that may seem pretty obvious, but I'm actually telling you to use this so you know which way not to go whenever you complete a fight. Often, right after the fight, there will be 2 ways that you can go. The waypoint will tell you to go one way to continue with the mission, but it's actually well worth going the other direction, because usually there's a chest or mining nodes and things like that you can pick up. So it pays off just to check the direction you're meant to go in, and then go and check the other directions first before moving on. Number 6. Quickly manage your inventory. With all the gear being thrown at you, you will save time if you make use of the mark all options on the inventory screen. Here, you can mark all items of a particular rarity to either be sold, or you can deconstruct them. You don't need to worry about it selecting any gear that you have equipped, it won't touch those. As a general rule, green items and below can be safely sold to bring in cash. Blue and above should be dismantled instead so you can add the mods to the mod library, and they provide better resources for crafting. Number 7. If a helmet looks crap, or you just want to see more of your character's face, then there's an option in the menu to hide your helmet. Number 8. Accept all side quests. Sometimes you'll run into an area where you need to have the appropriate side quest in your journal to proceed into that area, so it'll prevent you having to come back to it later. I'd actually advise against doing all of the side missions, as they don't have to be done when completing the story, but you should definitely do the ones that are either the hunt missions or the wanted missions. There's around 10 or so hunt missions, I believe, and they each drop really decent armor. The wanted missions instead give weapons. Now, one other quick thing to note about the hunt missions is that after you beat the big monster at the end, if you can quickly die, then you should be able to come back and kill that same monster again for more gear. Now, that kind of thing isn't for everyone. I myself prefer just to gear up naturally, but that option's there if you choose to use it. Number 9. If you struggle to beat a particular part of the game, you can always reset the story to an earlier point to give you the chance to acquire more gear and get stronger before you come back to it. Note that even if you're just resetting to the story point you're already on, that has its benefits, as doing so will reset any chests that you've already picked up in that area, giving you access to yet more loot. Number 10. World tier rewards. These do not need to be opened right away. You're not going to lose them or anything like that, and in fact, I'd advise against opening them at all until you reach max level. They give you rewards based on your current level in the game, so if you wait until endgame, then they'll award you with better items to get you off to a nice start in the endgame progression. Number 11. So the final tip, which should hopefully only really be helpful around launch if everything goes well, is that if you're getting the server errors preventing you from getting beyond the start menu, then what's actually worked for me is just closing the game and reopening it, rather than actually just keep trying from the start menu. When I've tried from the menu, I've not once managed to actually get into the game, but when I've closed it and reopened it, at least on PS5 where I'm playing the game, I've been able to then get in every single time. Maybe I've just been lucky, but hopefully that works for you too if you do run into this error. Anyway, I hope these tips have helped. Please consider dropping a like and subscribing for more Outriders content. Thank you, and until next time, take care.